Hello everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Investigators of Northern Minnesota. My name is David. I am the founder and lead investigator for the Paranormal Investigators of Northern Minnesota. We have been together since January 2020. We as the team set out on our journeys to the paranormal world to collect evidence of the paranormal and bring it to the light for all of you wonderful viewers to watch at home. Let's introduce the rest of the team to all of you. We have our assistant lead investigator Jade, empath investigator Susie, investigator Patty, and photographer, videographer, and investigator Jake. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode with AfterLife, our radio talk show. I am your host, David. I am the lead founder investigator for the Paranormal Investigator of Northern Minnesota. Sorry guys, I'm having a little bit hard time talking tonight. But tonight we have a special guest. Please welcome Dimensional Encounters Paranormal. Hello guys. How are you guys doing tonight?
Just peachy.
Good. It looks like we got Rob over on the right, my right.
Jesse, my wife.
I'm not good with names. Oh, Jesse. Hi. And Bobby. How you guys doing tonight? Does it sound like kind of like you guys were at an investigation, so how was it?
Just a little small investigation. We were at 13 Steps. It's Pleasant Ridge Cemetery out in Palo, Iowa.
It's on the top 15 of 100 places in Iowa. Absolutely amazing. We're out there, maybe 30 minutes. Flashlight died. Cameras died. It was crazy. Flashes of light going in between.
Yeah.
Between Holly now, we got Miss Holly over here. And
Hi, Holly.
Hi, David.
it was absolutely insane.
Well, at least it sounds like you guys had a little bit of some activity tonight. So I mean, at least that's always a good thing. One of our Facebook fans says, "Hi, Rob, Bobby, and Jesse." If anybody is not aware of the settings for StreamYard, when you do come in tonight to want to talk to us, please make sure to give permission to Facebook and StreamYard to show your information on Facebook, or otherwise we can't see anything. It just comes up as Facebook user. Hello to Limbo? No. I'm not good with names. You guys want to try to take a whack at this one?
I just say Limbu.
Limbu? Okay.
LBC in the house.
Hello.
We got somebody that says, "Hi, Holly. What's up? Not much.
What's up
Just
with you?
Yeah, what's up with you?" So, with just that being said, with a little bit of comments that we do have, who are you guys, and what do you guys particularly do? I know it's paranormal investigating, but there's always more to it than just investigating.
Yeah. We now offer certain services if we need to. We all like to investigate, obviously, or else we wouldn't be doing this. I've always wanted to find out what happens when you die, what happens on the other side. If there is another side, I mean, we all ask the same question. We want to know what goes on with your energy, with your spirit when you pass on. So we offer help with anyone who wants to know if their house is haunted, or if their location is haunted, or if they have something that's tormenting them.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do about it?
We can assist with some telling them what any evidence that
That's
we
why I'm
get,
on mute.
who they are, or what we get anyway of who they are. And there's other services, and I'll let other people tell you what their services are.
Hi, Gypsy.
Gypsy.
Hello, Gypsy. Thank you for coming in.
Miss your face, Gypsy.
Sorry for the interruption. We just had to bring her in. That was one of the Facebook users. So continue.
So, other services are we have psychic mediums and sensitives on the team. We have a couple different psychic mediums, and they're pretty amazing. It gets pretty intense, and sometimes we need a little help. And I'm sure you know that when you get into a place where you don't know where you're at, you kind of need someone to walk you through what you're doing, so you don't bring something home with you or make something angry, so it will harm any of us or do something bad to you. So that's where these girls come in. This guy right here, don't let him lie to you. He's one of our amazing protectors.
Right, nice one.
Go ahead.
I was just going to piggyback off of what you said about mediums and psychics. It's very true. If it wasn't for them, I don't know what we would do, to be honest, because sometimes we can't just pick up on that stuff automatically by ourselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes we always need that extra hand that can actually speak to them and actually see them as well, because, like what we do, we walk in literally blinded. Like, you might as well put a blind over our eyes.
Right. Yeah, we don't. We use our own methods when we go into this stuff. When I go into a location, I usually get the feel and see what I need to do or what I feel I need to do when I go into these locations. And a lot of times I'll run off and go do my own thing. It's not really going to do my own thing. It's just kind of staying where I feel I need to be. And then after we go through, everyone starts off with their prayer, with their, whatever they say before they go into a location. Sometimes we'll sage before we go into the location, just so that way we're not bringing anything in there, as well as letting anything jump us as we're going into the locations. And then we will figure out where the hot spots are, or where these girls get the feelers where we need to go. And then from there we kind of go in, and I usually take this guy with me, and when he gets chicken skin where his hair stands up on end, I start a voice recording session, and we will see what we capture.
Yeah.
Almost every time he gets a feeler, I use that voice recorder, and I say 9 times out of 10 we get something on the voice recorder.
So we also take an approach where we don't provoke at all.
No.
We go in there, we treat the house as we are the guest, or every location as we are their guest, and we have to have that absolute respect when we go in for them. And the deal is that if we show that respect, we're expecting the respect back, and hopefully that plays out. And for the most part, we've had one investigation or so where we've had a little bit of feelers, but that's one of the things that we do. We do not provoke.
That's actually a good point. Provoking doesn't really help with anything. I mean, I heard from plenty of other teams that they say sometimes provoking actually helps with their evidence documentation. And I'm like, technically, all you're doing is just pissing them off and making them more angry.
The way I like to look at it is, if someone comes into my house, are they going to start provoking me? Because I tell you what, if you do, it's going to get ugly.
Right.
Exactly. That's the way it is. And why do it to somebody that's not living anymore? On top of it, if you're going to do it to somebody that's alive, and see if you even want to do it.
Well,
to be honest,
they're already confused. I mean, they're dead. So a lot of times, if they're at a location, and let's say you go into a location and they're stuck, or they don't know what to do. You don't want to go in there and confuse them even more or make them even more upset. I mean that's our goal is to go help them. If we can help them, we're going to help them.
Exactly.
There's still
Why hurt them anymore?
over. I mean, if we have the ability to do it, why not do it? So.
And it's better to help than tear down, spirits, or even tear down yourself as a human being. Um, this is actually the first time my son actually has popped in, so that's really cool. Jasper, my son's on watching me, so that's cool. Thank you, buddy. Um, Sherry says, "I wish I could talk to my loved ones that are missed." You
A
know,
lot of people do.
this is a good. I was going to just say that this is a good conversation or a good topic to bring up. There's a lot of people out in the world that they want to talk to their loved ones, but they don't know how or what do they need to do. So this would be a good question for Miss Holiday. What would
Sure.
our fans need to do, or if they want to start learning how to communicate with their loved ones? What would we need to do?
Well, I think first and foremost, you need to understand you don't have to have psychic abilities to speak to people that have passed on. They are around you, they hear you. Um, just because you can't hear them does not mean that they don't get the messages. So that's something everybody needs to understand. Um, if you want to like gain psychic abilities, there's ways of meditation. There's like crystals and rocks that you can use that can help like do that type of stuff that can help you intensify the things that you may or may not have. You can always reach out to somebody else that does have the abilities. Um, there's lots of people out there that you just got to be careful who you choose. We all know that you can get good and bad in every line of work, and that's no different. So make sure you investigate, like, and see, like, do other people use you? Have you been used before? Like, or can someone recommend someone to you? So that's always important to make sure that you get somebody that's not just taking advantage of you, and the fact that you really do want to reach out to a loved one.
And you can use the paranormal investigators. Like, I mean, if you wanted someone other than a psychic to come in, that's what we do. I mean, we go in and we communicate with the spirits, and we can tell you who you're talking to. I mean, even if it's a loved one or if it's not a loved one, I mean, we can gather
There's
evidence
only two people on.
and then present it to whoever's asking. So
Here's a cheap shot. You go to Facebook, look for Dimensional Encounters Paranormal. Go to Instagram or YouTube. Our contact information is there. If you want us to do it, hit us up.
I would definitely 100% recommend them. So if you are looking to communicate with any of your loved ones or would like to have an investigation done, contact them or contact us if you're in Minnesota too. So I mean, there's a lot of different states that a lot of different people are from. So I mean, there's a lot of different teams, but make sure you do your research on your team before having some random team come in your home. Because there is a lot of fakes, not bashing names and just saying there is a lot of fakes out there, and there's a lot of people that are COVID-19 scammers. We just actually got a call. See, we do events. We got a call from the sheriff's department saying that there's a lady going around scamming crafters and vendors, posing as one of our shows that we actually have scheduled on Mother's Day. Well, not on Mother's Day, but the day before Mother's Day. So, I mean, it's like, ever since this COVID-19 came around, it seems like there's been a lot of scam artists that are taking advantage of it. I mean, come on, we're going through enough. We're going through enough. We were stuck in our homes. Now it's time to let those wings unfold and flap away. You know what I mean?
I don't know if anybody mentioned, but I think what kind of makes our group kind of unique is we are actually represent 3 different states.
Yeah.
So we don't all live in Iowa. So I'm from Wisconsin. So we kind of like, we have that part.
Yeah.
Rob is from Nebraska, and then we have other team members that are also from Nebraska. And then we have the Iowa part. So we kind of all collaborated together. So it kind of makes us like a little across the borders that we can stretch a little further than the norm, I guess.
Exactly. That is a good point to bring out. So you guys have 3 different states, 4 different states almost pretty much to choose from.
Right. Yeah.
And Gypsy says that now you guys can see her.
Yep.
Sherry says, so gifted, I love it, thank you. And she says, I'll make sure to make sure it's not no spam artist or anything like that as well. So that's a good thing to make sure, because nobody likes those scam artists.
Well, and Sherry, I can tell you right now, and I'm sure Jess would probably tell y'all, if you'd like to reach out to either Jess or I, just contact us on our Dimensional Encounters page, and we'd be happy to talk with you. Absolutely. So, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, definitely go do that if you want to talk to them and have something like a reading set up, or have them come on out to investigate. If you have any places that you want to see done, like we actually have a fan that wants us to go to Paisley Park, Prince's estate.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know if they would allow us to. So I mean, if we get enough attention on it, we got to make something happen. That would be awesome to go see that, because I would love to go see Prince's estate. I mean, that would be a dream come true. Hello from Kathy. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for coming on
Hi,
tonight.
Kathy.
So yeah, it's there's a lot of things that that a lot of paranormal investigators that can do nowadays. There's a lot that are saying that they can do cleansings. You guys do cleansings, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
So with cleansings, what's the most difficult part about doing cleansings in a private home, when like you're going into a private home's or private client's home?
First things first, when you go to do a cleansing, I always go in and I make sure that whatever it is wants to cross over, we communicate with it first, and we always make sure that it's not something tricking us, or we attempt our best to make sure it's not something malicious, or not what it says it is, that's trying to trick us and make us vulnerable. And then from there, I kind of let the rest of the gang. I'm not psychically sensitive, but I let the rest of the gang do their thing. And then I'm just there to support and document everything that happens in the cleansing, or crossing over, however you want to put it.
So we actually had our first taste of doing a cleansing with. We actually had Holly with us. Thank you so much for that. That was amazing. Um, it's not for everybody. I'm just going to say that now. It's not for everybody. Not for all paranormal teams to do, because it's very, very, very hard to do. On one reason, I say this. Very emotional. I had the worst emotional breakdown I have ever felt in my life. I could not stop crying. I was like crying uncontrollably. I just couldn't. I don't know what happened. It was weird. And then I got like the sense of peace and love afterwards.
Yeah.
So it felt like maybe I got the emotions from the spirit that I could help cross over, maybe.
It changes the way you investigate. It really changes the way you look at a location when you walk in. The first one that I was part of, Rob was there, and I don't even think that he knew exactly what he was doing at that time, but that was one of the most amazing things I've ever been part of. Just seeing that, and the emotion that came through, and I don't cry much, but I had some tears in my eyes, and it was something else.
It takes a lot of energy too.
Yeah.
A lot of emotion, a lot of energy.
Exactly, because after that, I passed out. I'm not gonna lie. Like after I got home, I literally, I felt like I was dead to the world.
On this particular crossing was extremely emotional. The only way that I can really explain it is if you're just standing there and how you can feel the air moving past you. It was like that. It wasn't air. It was emotion.
I need a piece to
And
plug it in.
it was an hour and a half to 2 hours of just sheer intense emotion. And when the spirit left, it was probably the most joyous feeling I've ever felt in my life. I started to cry immediately.
It was like a big punch of wind just came down the hallway and smacked everybody at the same time, and like I almost fell back and started breaking. It was insane. And he come running beside me, and
I ended up having to go outside, and it was what, October, November, something like that. It was
yeah,
kind of cool outside, and I'm kicking my shoes off, I'm kicking my socks off, I took my shirt off, I'm running outside. I have to lay down in the grass. I laid down, I put my body in a cross, and I'm looking up at the stars, and I'm saying, thank you for the strength, thank you for the abilities, thank you for everything that you've given to me, and I hope your new tenant has come home. Tenant, maybe that's the wrong word. And then I found myself that I was actually trying to dig my fingers down into the dirt. I couldn't get close enough. Side note, I'm allergic to grass, and I'm out here with my pants rolled up and my shirt off, laying in the grass and digging my fingers into. Yeah. And you know, I got up and half hour, 45 minutes later, I came back in, and everyone's looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I don't know that I am." And I walked inside the house. I said, "All right, guys, let's go. Let's do this." And we all got up and started to walk out. And next thing I know, I was like, psych, I'm going to go lay down. I passed out. I was done.
Wow. See, no, it's an amazing, true experience that everybody probably wishes they could feel.
Well,
But
we did one individual that we crossed over, a young woman, and when we were at our next investigation and struggling, and she actually came back to us to help. Sakasha. And so that was an interesting experience. And she still comes. She comes to meet my needs. And when we're struggling with something that's lower vibration, something that's maybe a little darker, if we ask, she comes to us to provide additional support. So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
That lady that crossed over, we felt that she had been raped and murdered. And we had some really bad healers in the room the night before. There was a brick or a tile that flew off the wall and shattered on the floor while the ladies were in there. And the next day, or the next night, we went in there. Next day, that night we went back in there, and we sat there for another hour and a half, 2 hours. And the girls that went inside the room, God bless them. They were working their light. It was just an amazing process. I did not want to go into the room because of the anger and the anguish that was still left in that room. We pastored that night. The next morning, we're getting ready to leave, and I asked Judy and Jesse if we could go back in there, and I asked if I could walk in, and it was like I don't know, like man, you know, just walk in there. The music was playing, the light was beautiful in there, and I was like, "Can I come in?" And Jesse looks up at me, and goes, "You know she's not here right now, right?" And I went, "Oh yeah," you know, kind of a funny moment. And I went in there and I started talking, you know, and I'm just talking to Akasha, and I said, "Thank you for having the strength to make the decision to cross over and do what you do." And I believe, and
Right on, right on.
I told her that I thought that she was an angel, and that she has the ability to come back and help, and she has. She's come back.
Several times.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those kind of amazing moments to have that too. Like if you have your own guardian angel or your own spirit guide, and they come and actually help you after you ask. It's a very, very, I don't know. Now I'm kind of starting to get a little teary-eyed for just talking about it. That's odd. So that must just mean that my guide must be with me at this moment.
But you gotta also remember, when people are stuck into a place they don't necessarily want to be at, and you give them that hope that there is another place to go to that's better than where they're at, you take on their energy that they're feeling. And then once they've crossed over, you also feel the energy that they have to say thank you. And it's like the bad versus the good, all in like a matter of hour, 2 hour, however long it takes. But it takes a lot of energy from you, from them, and the people that are surrounding you to make sure that it happens. So when you guys all say, I feel teary-eyed, you know what it took for you personally and the strength that you had to help that night, to get those people to a better place. And so, that in itself is amazing. So
If I can add to that also, not every investigation has that. Sometimes there's a spirit there that wants to go, but there's something that's holding it back.
David, are you hearing that?
There it is. That's got to be on his end.
Nothing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
What is going on? That's okay. So get this, guys. That's the second time that this has happened to me. Last night's live, and as everybody knows, I don't know if you guys watch our lives much, but that doesn't ever happen that often.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, it's. I know everybody else was saying, "What the hell? Wow, what's going on?"
There's a lot of energy in this room.
Well, yeah.
So I finish up on that. It's not guaranteed that you go into a location and spirit's going to want to go or need to go or has the ability to go. We have I'm just going to say a customer, a spirit that's in wait right now. She is being held against her will, from what we've determined. We've planted that seed, we've planted the hope, and we've prayed for strength and have tried to pass her the white, blue, and green light that I love to try to use on everything that can use. And by that I mean by the archangels and Jesus Christ. Surrounding white light, blue light, and green light. And we have several spirits that we're still working on, and it's going to happen. Yeah. It's just a matter of when.
A lot of times the spirits either don't feel worthy, they feel a lot of shame and guilt from what we've encountered, or they're waiting on somebody else. They're searching for somebody else, another connection that they've lost, and oftentimes they won't cross over without that. Or like in this case of the woman that Rob's speaking to, there's something dark that's controlling the other spirits in the location.
Very dark.
And we've got to address that before we can help her. And in order to do that, we have to be at our best. And the last time we were there, we were not at our best. We were not at 100%.
But we kicked the doors in and we delivered the message. We got the sulfur smell, and I will honestly say we left very quickly after that.
Very quick.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold that thought. You said sulfur?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, Nikes. Um,
We're returning back to that location next month.
Yep. 3 weeks.
It's our next investigation.
oh my God, I got goosebumps like crazy. I don't know if you guys can see this much, but the reason why I said that is because we were at Boyd House in December. No, February. December, February. January. I can't think of the dates anymore. And I was down in the basement of the Boyd House, and I asked Jill, I was like, hey, she's the owner of the place. Can you possibly get a gas check or a gas leak check? And she got a gas leak check, and nothing came back, positive for a gas leak. So I'm like, okay, that's strange. Well, after we had something happen to all of the team, we were sitting around the table in the basement, and we had two EMFs, one on the other side of the table, one on my side. We had all the fingerprint sensors, we had EMFs, we had everything pretty much all in the basement with us. And with this being said, next thing you know is you get a really nice cool draft. Okay, a really nice cool like circling motion. It was just like circling the table area by us.
Right.
And then all of a sudden every single piece of equipment went off all at the same time.
Oh wow.
And then after that, that's when I smelled sulfur.
So when we were down in the boiler room at this location, Bobby got the smell. Miss Terry was standing at the door, hanging rock solid. We finished up our prayer, and once we had the smell of sulfur, Bobby says we're done. We got out, and I got to be honest with you, somebody peed in my pants. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I swear to God, it wasn't me. But somebody peed in my pants. We left the building, and then we drove home. We're out. Somebody peed in my pants. Wasn't me.
So if you haven't noticed, Rob's the comedian of the group.
That's okay by me. We need comedian. We need like comedy in some of these.
Oh, no.
So check this out. Every location that we go to, dad joke, dad joke, dad joke. And the last 3 locations, I got shushed.
No, the last
You
one.
got laughed at.
The
I
last
got laughed at. Yeah, okay.
The last
you
one
have
was
been
McIntyre Villa.
2 out of the 3 locations, I got shushed.
However, at McIntyre Villa, we got across the RTC box a very clear "ha" after he told the punchline.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh my God, I gotta go on an investigation with you guys and do that because I would love to get a kick out of hearing a spirit come through on the spirit box laughing or saying terrible or bad.
To the investigators out there, dad jokes work.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to try that in our next investigation. Which news for everybody? We are going to our investigation in April. As everybody knows, we were supposed to go to the Melbourne Manor, but on our way, we got stuck in a nasty ice storm, and we had to turn around and blah blah blah. So, with that being said, with our paranormal road trip to Missouri, the Haunted Vale Mansion, the Haunted Bingham, and Spirits of Blue Springs, April 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Nice.
So stay tuned. 3 places, 1 road trip, 5 people, ready to rock and roll. So, oh yeah, definitely road trip. I mean, 2022, we're going to Nevada too. And as everybody knows, I hate clowns, but I got talked to going into the Clone Motel.
So,
Hell to the no.
I couldn't.
No clowns. No clowns.
See, I'm not the only one that don't like clowns. Thank God.
I get dressed up like one.
I'm
No,
cool
you're
with
not.
it.
And
That's
investigate
worse.
and investigate the clown.
They
Can
don't
you
have
imagine
to
that?
go. You can take me with you. I'll go.
I'll go.
Oh, if you want to go, let's go. I mean, it's
Protein,
Tonopah,
put on
Nevada.
that red nose. Walk, you go, what up, G? Yeah, red nose. Clown maniac here.
No, I can't. No, the only reason why I took this investigation is I got to go to the deal was if I went to this motel with a bunch of clowns in it, okay, everything's square foot of clowns, walls, ceiling, everything.
Yeah.
Well, The deal was I get to go to Villisca X Murder House.
Been there.
Even though half the team doesn't like to go because it's so tiny, and with 5 people, it's really kind of hard to sleep in that place or even bungalow.
You're not.
So no, with that place, with any new location, it's kind of hard to do that with. So during the day, we kind of do our cat naps during the daytime, and then at nighttime we're ready to rock and roll. I mean, we do daytime investigation, but it's not anything live. We do like pre-recorded. So we record it and then release it, but at nighttime, that's when we go live. We like the dark.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but we love dark. And we love with no lights and night vision. That's the only thing that we use.
We honestly really don't go live much at the locations because the live feeds from your phones will affect the equipment. I mean, we will go live if we're outside the location or, doing a short little, hey, this is what we're doing. But we don't go live during any sessions because it affects a lot of the equipment.
I've actually been told a lot about that. Can you do a little, excuse me, a little more elaboration on that?
Yeah, I mean, so we've done experiments. I've done a lot of experiments with it. It will affect K2s. It will affect a REM pod if you have the ones that. It depends on how close you are to the REM pod, but you can be a little farther away and still do it. But voice recorders, if your voice recorder is a really high tech digital one, it will affect the audio a little bit with the feed and the background noise. We have any EMF detector, it'll spike that, and it spikes with fluctuations from the packets that is sent and that is received. So I mean, it does a lot with different pieces of equipment. RTC box is one that it really does it with, or like the SB7, you can hear the fluctuation coming through if you have one of those that have the reverb and the noise gate on it that cancel out all the white noise. That's what our RTC box is. It will. You can hear the fuzz in where it's supposed to be clear. So it's. I mean, there's a lot of pieces of equipment that I have that it messes with, and I'm not a fan of going live for that.
So once upon a time, you ready for this? I have my beautiful wife with me. I have Miss Terry. Judy's sitting over off to the left-hand side. Miss Terry's kind of standing behind me. I have my phone, and I have a K2 meter about 20 feet away. And we're sitting here talking, and I go live. And the lights just start bouncing. Bounce, 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 bounce. My wife turns around. She goes, "Hey, we got a hit. Thank you so much for responding to us. What color shoes are you wearing?" And I went, and I turned it off. Bam! It spiked again, and then it stopped. And then she's asking a couple more questions, and then I go, "Ooh, I'm going to make her respond." And she says, "Am I wearing a red hat?" Bam! I hit it on the live again, and it started going crazy. She goes, "Oh my God, thank you. You're so right. It is a red hat and everything else, right?" And then I go like this. I go, Judy's asking another question, and I hit the button again. Bam! And it starts going crazy again. And well, Miss Terry has a video camera that she's standing right behind me, and I hold my phone out like this so she can see what's going on. Miss Judy is sitting here going, "Oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever, blah, 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 blah." And I turned it off, and it spiked, and then it went dead. She's like, "You didn't have to leave. Are you there? Are you there?" Yeah. They left. And I went, I am such a jerk. That was me all along. And that was one of the tests that I did for going Facebook Live and using your telephone and certain pieces of equipment on there.
Yep.
Wow. That is, I'm sorry, but that's good. That should be a blooper scene right there. You should have that as a blooper. and put it at the end of your videos. That would have been really cool to watch. But
Wait
to
till the
get
end.
back,
Speaking of bloopers, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a bloopers reel at the end of the year,
Loading.
and I will guarantee you'll see this fat guy cry from laughter, probably from other things.
Yeah, other things.
You might hear a squeaking bed, though it wasn't me. People falling up the stairs, which wasn't me. Running into walls and going, bam, I'm okay.
And again, it wasn't
Wait for it. Wasn't me this time. Just saying.
when do we have to wait for that? I want to watch that like right now. Let's put it up on the screen.
We'll plug it in.
So I apologize. We've got a lab pup here that clearly
Loves
wants
Rob.
to be on video.
Loves Rob. Oh, who loves Rob?
I was gonna say you must have a four-legged friend.
Yes.
Yes.
He's really deprived. Can you tell?
Kind of sounds like my dog. She's
Right.
Piper's a retired military service dog.
Oh, nice.
She was I don't know what she really did much, but I guess she took a road mine for her platoon instead of the vehicle. She was a scouter. So anytime you use a red laser, so now if we go on investigation, if we ever bring our dog, we can't use a red laser. Because she'll attack everything you put it on.
Oh. So if you would do me a favor. I'm a veteran also, 23 years. Go to that dog, scratch her behind the ears, and say thank you for your service. Please.
Oh, Piper. I'm gonna bring her on. I'm gonna try to get her up here. Hold on. This might be a terrible idea, but come on.
This is a little awkward. Dog might be belly up.
Oh, look.
Piper.
Okay, you got some fun.
She's a good girl. She has bad hips now though. That's why they retired her.
Yeah.
But she was a very good dog, and she's still a good dog. I mean, so always remember, guys, if you have a four-legged friend at home, give them a scratch. Or if you have a four-legged feline at home, give them a scratch or give them some catnip. They'll love you forever. So, to piggyback off of what you guys were saying about lives, I have something for you guys that is a controversial question then. Okay, so if you guys don't like doing lives, so I have a lot of people say, why do pre-recorded stuff? You guys can honestly Photoshop stuff into it to make it look good. But if you do lives, we can actually see everything right in front of our own faces.
Right. And you can. I guess my thing is I capture all the evidence, everything that we capture. We obviously we edit it because we don't want to leave a 2-3 hour video for people to look through to find the few things that we capture. But honestly, if there's skeptics, there's going to be skeptics everywhere. It makes no difference to me. I'm going to put what I put out there. I don't doctor my stuff up. I put the raw video. I might enhance the video or zoom in, blow it up, something like that. But other than that, all of our videos are pretty legit. I mean, if they want to go on and bash us, that's them. If they want to do that, I've got no problem with that because you're going to have skeptics in everything you do. It makes no difference. Even if you're live, you're going to have somebody saying, oh, yeah, well, somebody just threw something down the hall or, rolled the ball out of that room. Or, I mean, you're always going to have that. So.
Hi, Tricia.
Hi, Trisha.
Hey, so to piggyback on that, we have 9 or 10 videos out right now on YouTube. Those videos are all, when I say edited, I mean they've been condensed down to save time. So you get all the good stuff, and you don't get, there's nothing added to the pictures. All I do is we take out the dead space in there, we cut them out, and we splice them together.
Yep.
And if anybody has any questions, I have the completed videos, the raw data, and I'll sit down and I'll throw it in front of you, and you can sit down and watch it.
270 plus hours. I mean, you can watch that
on this last investigation.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Holy God.
yeah.
I mean, yes, what we do, guys, is what they were saying is we don't put anything photoshopped like fake ghosts or
Right.
fake spirits or fake shadow people or fake devils or anything. We don't do that. That's not what we do. But what we do is like Rob
You do.
Bobby like what Rob and Bobby said is that we edit down the videos to cut them down so it's not like 4 hours of constant stuff that's not happening or anything that's not really happening. You guys want to see the action, right? Well, we're going to cut it down and give you the action instead of the boring stuff.
Yeah, we show you all the good stuff.
So here's the argument I have for you. When you have 270 hours of just the static cameras to go through, when you have 40 to 50 hours of the portable cameras to go through, when you have all the voice recorders and everything else to go through and document, do you honestly think I'm going to spend any amount of time to fake something to put in there? I don't have the time for that.
I mean, I would hope not. I mean, that's a lot of hours to just kind of like wreck your own stuff, right? I mean, why would you want to wreck your own artwork? Plus, then you're considered a fraud if you put fake stuff in your stuff.
Absolutely.
And then nobody's gonna want to watch you. And I guess you know what happens after that. You might as well just shut it down because if nobody's gonna watch you, there's no point of keep going.
I will tell you at Dimensional Encounters Paranormal, we do not add anything to the videos. What we do is we cut down the dead space so that way you get all the action stuff that's going on, stuff that matters.
And Kathy, absolutely, we do go live. Rob usually does go live as a preview before the investigation. A lot of times, if we go to a location and they're doing like a tour or walkthrough, Rob will take his camera and go live on that walkthrough, just so that people get an idea of what the location is, what it looks like before we start doing our thing. And again, we'll take breaks. I know in our last investigation that we just did last weekend, Rob, you went out a couple times, I think, and did some live shows, but it's during a time when we're not running the other equipment, and we go outside so that we're not impacting the evidence if we are running equipment.
And speaking of the lives, if you will, we have this really cool 360-degree camera. So I'm going to walk it around on a stick, monopole, whatever you want to call it, okay? And I'm going to hold it out there, and I'm going to stop in some of the rooms, and you, the viewer, have the ability to scroll around the entire room, okay? If I'm making you sick, walking too fast, if I'm moving around too much, if I'm talking too much, I need that feedback. If you like it, we're going to continue it. If you don't, well, we're probably still going to do it anyways.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I absolutely love it. I got my first glimpse of the first one that you did, and I was so impressed. I was like, oh my God, I got to get my hand on one of those bad boys. Because like you said, we paranormal investigators in Northern Minnesota, we also do like a kind of a walkthrough before we go do our investigation. We always give our viewers the walkthrough of the building when we first get there too. From that, when we get out of the vehicle, we go live, walk around the building, go inside, talk about it. Then we say, give us like an hour or two. We will be right back. We're going to set everything up, blah, blah, blah. It's always nice to give your viewers something like a sneak peek, like, oh my God, I can't wait till they come back live, or they come back and I get to watch that video. And Trisha wants to know, how much caffeine does it take to watch all that video and edit? LOL. That's awesome that you do that.
It's not so much the caffeine. It's how sharp you can whittle the matchsticks when you wedge them into your eyes to hold them open. Oh wait, that's probably a bad visual. If there's any younger children in here, please don't try that at home. Okay. Lots of caffeine, sweets, cakes. I often go like this, and I put
lives.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking. God, I love her. I sit like this at my desk with my elbow. Oh, do you see that Archangel Michael? Look at that. Look at that. That's what helps us right here.
Oh my god, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I just love the comedy. I love just the good talks that we have. And I talked to you guys a lot prior to. Um, like I said, Pair Unity that's what it's about. Talking to other teams, getting to know them, investigate with other teams, get yourselves out there and just have a great time. Do what you love to do,
Yep.
but enjoy it with other like-minded people as well. Because it's a good way to communicate and it's a good way to get data together. I mean, a lot of people don't like to say evidence. A lot of people like to say data or documentation. I mean, is there a specific word that you guys like to use for like evidence or anything like that?
Just evidence.
So one of the things that we do is we document everything down. We try to share all the videos across so everybody has access to them. So when I see something that blows my socks off, I go, "Holy snockers, look at that!" And I'll call Bobby up. I'm like, "Dude, go to this video and hit this time." And he'll say, "Rob, it's a bug." Damn it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But when you get that whisper that goes,
Yeah.
and it repeats 3 times, got your bug. Boom. Recovery.
Is
Got
that the
it.
last investigation we just did, McIntyre Villa in Atchison, Kansas? Nice location, really nice house. That was the first piece of evidence. We've only gone over a little bit. Well, he's gone over quite a bit. He had a lot more free time than the rest of us did for the start of it. But he went over the video and he found some amazing EVP on one of the cameras, and you can hear it say hate them, hate them, hate them 3 times, and you can hear it walking up towards the camera because as it gets closer you can hear it all 3 times, and the last time you can hear it perfectly, and it's
Crystal
really
clear.
It's amazing.
I would say that's a classic.
Yeah.
I can't wait. We've been actually talking about going there. Actually,
It's really nice.
It's
You got to be careful though. That place can really mess with your emotions.
So
oh no.
I will tell you this before you go. I have a live where on our YouTube channel. Maybe it's our Facebook channel. I think it's our Facebook channel, maybe. Anyways, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, so check those out.
It's on one of
That was a
them.
good plug, wasn't it? So, anyways, on there after the first night, we came back and I had to get outside and I walked around and I said, you know what, we really need to adjust how we commonly do things because McIntyre's a beautiful house. Jeff and Stephanie have done a ton of work to it. Absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
But this is no investigation like I've ever been before. The term that I like to use on this is something that is cover one and cover all. So if you're going to go in there, you need to make sure that you back everybody up and take care of each other while you're in there. And when you start feeling some types of emotions, you need to go outside and ground.
Yes, absolutely.
I know I'm bringing a lot of my crystals from Enchanting Galaxy, gemstones and crystals and more. So I'm definitely going to bring a lot of hematite, tourmaline, clear quartz, the all healer, and a couple others that I know of for sure. And I am going to obviously bring my Palo Santo sage and my oils. And there's one major one that I always bring is my necklace vial of holy water and my amethyst for psychic attacks. Because I always like to make sure I'm always grounded. And I always make sure I'm open-minded. But then I also make sure when I go into locations that I'm not too far opened. I block myself out to a certain point where I know if I feel like something's is not right, I need to get out.
And so what I would say is that, because I do the same thing, right? We do the protections. We carry our stones and our crystals and do the grounding. And I went into that building and was in there for 20 minutes, and the pressure in my head was so strong I had to walk out. We hadn't even started anything yet. And then we started moving stuff back in. And after a couple hours, I had to go back outside because the emotions I was feeling and picking up on, I was so angry and so like hopelessly sad at the same time. They were not my emotions. And so, it's an amazing location, and like Rob said, they take amazing care of it. The building is beautiful. The architecture is just gorgeous. But there's a lot there. And so even when I had myself shut down, or I was trying to shut myself down, I was still open for business. There was no shutting down in that location. Um, and it was exhausting. We got some amazing, we're getting amazing evidence. We had some incredible experiences. We also felt a lot of frustration, and picked up a lot of the emotion in the building. Our entire team did, and there's 10 of us. So to speak to Trisha, I know Bobby and I are in central-ish Iowa. We're in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Um, and we do try to help entities cross over, help them become unstuck, try to help them determine what is keeping them stuck, and help them release. And so
I go through everything that I can to every piece of evidence that we capture. I try and look at everything to make sure that it's something that we can explain. There's a lot of stuff that I go through that we capture, and we all put it, in a group. Like, he does a list of everything, and he shows it to me, and I look at it and I say, well, this could be this could be this. A lot of times, if we feel like we captured something at the location, um, we will we will actually um, if we capture something while we're at the location, we'll go back to wherever we captured it and try and figure out what actually did that. So if it's not paranormal, if it's not, we debunk it as much as we can. And as far as demonic energy, that's one of the big things that we talked about earlier, was smelling sulfur. That's one of the key things. Um, if you smell sulfur, usually it's something to do with demonic energy, but it can also be something that's a trickster, something that wants you to think it's demonic, so that way it says, hey, don't come in my area. So it's not always demonic. It's because, spirits, you don't know what spirits can do. If they can make you smell something, that's what they do. There's a lot of people out there that have that ability, that can, they smell things. That's one of their things, and it adds to the paranormal aspect of it. But as far as dealing with demonic energy, I think it's everywhere. Wherever you go, there's always some form of it. It just depends on, if you're protecting yourself in the long run. You have to protect yourself.
I would say where we can do a cleansing and we can help cleanse a location, we are not performing exorcisms or um, exercising a location, that sort of thing. That's not our thing. Oh, Marshalltown. Yep, Trisha, I'm driving Marshalltown all the time.
David, if I can say, you said you had a laundry list of crystals and different things, holy water, different items that you bring on investigations. Those are important.
Yep.
But there's one item that's more important than any of those. Okay, two. You have to have your faith and your protection. And as far as protection goes, make sure you have an extra pair of underwear in case somebody pees in them for you.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm going to change the second item on that, and I was going to say a good team. One of the things that our team does is we watch out for one another.
Cover one, cover all.
I know that there was a moment.
One for all and one for one, I guess, right?
There
as
was a
they say.
moment, yeah, there was a moment last weekend in the basement with Rob and Terry and myself, and Rob literally about pulled me out because
I picked you up off the floor.
He did pick me up off the floor. Broke his back. It was a whole thing, but we got out of the basement.
It is a good thing I have titanium in my back.
Nice.
But because there are times when you can get pulled in and you can get sucked in and you don't even realize that it's happening. And so having a team that you trust and that you know has your back is always important.
Yeah, Trisha, go on to Dimensional Encounters. You can follow us on there and
push the buttons, smash the rings, do the likes, the follows, ring the bell, follow us, love us, like us.
Yes, give us a like, follow, a tweet, another follow, and that bell. Don't forget about that little tiny bell and the notification icon up on the top right-hand corner in the YouTube channel. Don't forget to do that.
I promise everybody, this is not just for tonight. He is always like this.
Yes, he is.
No, I really appreciate you guys, and we did run out of time, but I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for coming on Dimensional Encounters Paranormal team. We have Bobby, Jesse, Robbie, and Holly. But one thing that we want to leave you guys with is that yes, your team is very important, but the number one rule into paranormal is don't investigate alone. Have a buddy system. Make sure you always have that second person. Because I'm going to tell you something. Once something goes wrong and you're by yourself, who knows? Is anybody going to be able to be there to save you? You got to be safe is number one key. And also, just wanted to show everybody. These are some of the crystals that we are actually working on with wraps. That's a smooth emerald one. And then we also have a amethyst point pendant. So, wow, I just lost connection there for a minute. That's odd. Wow. Okay, well, I guess they don't want me to talk about it. But just wanted to let you guys all know, thank you so much for taking the time out of your night to come and chat with me and with all our viewers tonight. It was awesome. Rob, stay being a comedian. Don't let nobody tell you not to.
And you, my friend, pack an extra pair of underwear every trip you go.
You know, I actually do, too.
I went through 7 the last investigation.
In 2 nights.
It was the first night. It got to the point where I had to recycle them, turn them around, and wear them backwards, and that was awkward.
Oh, my God. What a good way to end the show. So there you guys have it.
Don't forget to Puzzbox. We have a great tool set up for your investigative equipment. Give us a holler. Look me up on Puzzbox B3 on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Yes, I almost forgot. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
I'm so sad.
I'm sorry. Tonight was just so...
Fat guy's about to cry. Have you ever seen a fat guy cry?
No, I don't want to.
It's like jelly donuts coming out of your eyes, and you don't know if to wipe them or to eat them.
Rewind about 30 minutes, you'll see it.
Yeah.
But no, to piggyback off of the his Puzzbox, just to let everybody know, it is amazing.
They are.
I will post up pictures after this live on AfterLife, our radio talk show group, and you guys can take a look at it. We'll post up the link. We'll give him a nice shout out. We didn't bring it up tonight. We got so sidetracked and talked about all in different things, and then also have all the comedy that I kind of did space out on that. So I will post that all up tonight before at the end of this live.
David, I'm hurt. That wasn't comedy. That was straight from my heart.
Oh.
Tiny space that my wife calls a heart.
So in other words, kind of like the Grinch?
The Grinch has a heart much, much, much larger, even in the darker times of the Grinch.
Well, there you guys go. There you have it. Dimensional Encounters Paranormal. Thank you guys for coming out tonight, and we will talk to you very soon. We would love to have you guys back on. And you guys all have a wonderful night, and we will see you all next Friday with Ghost Stories with Fans on April. Have a wonderful night, all.